Good morning, Vietnam! Good morning. Good morning. This is Briac. I am going to die to games today, but before I do that, we are going to farm a little bit. More summons. So yesterday we were farming the Mind Slayer summon. And I keep doing that. Let's see how it goes. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. I do not normally stream on a Sunday. But today's a special day. I've had such a weird work schedule that I've decided to go ahead and stream Saturday and Sunday this weekend. I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow on Monday, unfortunately. So I thought we'd give this a shot. Let's see if we can get these summons down. This is a slow process, though. Yesterday we used about 60 of these in 20 minutes, and we did not get anything. I wonder if there's a setting. Yes, continue auto battle. Let's use that. So all I have to do is hit this. Gold hourglass, not what I want. Ooh, this is going to take a bit. We're going to be doing this for a while. That's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm going to tell you guys what I did yesterday. While we're waiting for Mind Flayer to drop. Yesterday I watched Final Fantasy XIV job class changes. And holy shit, guys, that looks amazing. I am really hyped up about the summoner getting primals. See me. Get that out of my system now. That's something I've been wanting for a while. I've been saying since like summoners came out that they need the primals, and I'm glad they found a way to do it. It also looks like they're making it so the summons actually do damage versus dots, which is also great. I think that's an awesome change. I'm a little concerned because the rotation for Summoner was finally good in this last patch, but no. Let's see what Inwalker brings. I'm sure they've managed the rotation pretty well. Hopefully. And then the monk changes look awesome too. The combos. It looks really good. There's a couple of things that I'm really psyched about with the changes they've made. I don't even really play monk. I have it to cap, but I don't really play monk. I have all the classes to cap, so that isn't really a tell on what I think's good. I had planned on playing Paladin as the first class I leveled, as my main. Because it's, you know, we're going to the moon, Windwalker, it's supposed to be like Final Fantasy IV. But the two classes I have the resistance weapon on are Paladin and Summoner. Those are the two I've gotten the cap relic weapon for this expansion. So I'll probably level Summoner first and then Paladin, but Summoner is definitely looking awesome. Everything I wanted out of Final Fantasy XIV. The only thing that would have been better is if they did exactly what 11 did, where you could summon all of the different summons. Looks like they've relocated just the couple. I mean, I guess you get 5, right? Because it's Gerudo, Titan, Ifrit, Phoenix, and Bahamut, plus Carbuncles, the 6. That's not bad. But the class changes all look really cool, and I was really worried about that. Also, it looks like they've reduced the number of abilities. They've connected stuff that will do AoE, so I know I was worried about getting more abilities because of the action bars. That should be pretty cool. Anyway, I watched that yesterday, and then I played World of Warcraft a little bit. I ended up doing these Mythic Plus dungeons on my Paladin that I had leveled on stream. He's raid ready now, guys. Attack. They keep using that back attack, which is not at all fair. You'll notice I'm using a couple more sirens than yesterday. I'm just going to space it out. I'll use like 50 per drop. Rose is my best character now. Alright, let's reset. I want continuous battle on. What is the standard? How do I set that to default? Is it active? Or is it wait? I think I'd rather have wait. Alright, we have fought over 100 sirens. Or 100 battles of sirens. So let's see how unlucky we get. You know, could get really lucky and we could get this pretty quickly. We could get unlucky and get nothing. That Mind Blast move, I think, is what the summon does. Edge didn't even kill one? What the hell is that about? Back attack or not, I expect him to kill things. What I was hoping to do today is knock this in the first part of the moon out. At the very least. Like, get Bahamut, get Fusoya, get Goblin and Mind Flayer. That would just leave Bomb. We could even farm Bomb at that point. I would knock out all the summons. It really just depends on how the drop rates treat us, though. Like I said, we're at over 100 Mind Flayers now. RNG has to be nice to us. I guess, technically, we're at over 200 Mind Flayers. We're at over 100 battles. You know? Just such a low drop rate. Every time I see that item drop, I get antsy. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. It only takes one drop. Lots of high potions. I have spent almost every stream of Final Fantasy IV farming in some way to try to farm these summons. It's incredibly frustrating. I think the guys at Square are insane for not changing this. They did keep it true to the original, though. I'll give them that. That's what the Pixel Edition has done. Although, I don't remember there being sirens. Could be wrong. I'd have to go back through and play it. Also, the inventory is better. They fixed that just like they did for the others. Because I'm now reloading saves, you can't even tell, like, how many hours I've actually put into this. Six more. Guys, excuse me 1 second here. I'm gonna just turn off my webcam. I want to take some meds. By meds, I mean cocaine. I can't stop sniffling. I think I've got bad allergies today. So I just took some allergy nose drops. Let's see if that helps. Alright, last one before the reset. Let's see. Alright, reset. I just wonder, like, how does this function? Like, how does the RNG function? By the way, I'm at over 150 battles. That would be over 300 different mind flayers. Each with their own unique 0.4% chance to drop the summon. Anyway, when I resave and I come right back in, it just seems like I get the same RNG. I guess I don't, because of the way the system works. I wish white mages in Final Fantasy XIV could use bows. I wish you weren't tied to the weapon in that game. I like that theme, but kind of limit your options. I guess it also kind of defines the class, so... I didn't get a unicorn horn last time. I guess the RNG is different. Got a lot of high potions last time. You know, when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of games. And as an adult, I still play a lot of games. I think as a kid, though, I wasn't psychotic like this, where I was just, like, banging my head against one thing, trying to clear it. Yeah, at this point, the only reason I'm still doing this on stream versus clearing the game is because I want to show that I got 100%. For me, that means something. No, you tease. Fucking tease. Yes, I know nobody actually cares. I know nobody cares if I 100% this. I care. I've never gotten Mind Flayer either, so this will be a new experience here. I wish that statistics just worked like they're supposed to. Like, oh, 1 in 256, so you've killed 256 of these things, right? So that you just get the sum. I wish that's how statistics work. And rates. At 150 battles, we fought 300 of these things. We're coming up to 200 battles. After this, I might need to play something easy like Dark Souls 3 or Fallout or something. You know, just get the bad mojo out. Alright, 8 more and we'll reset. Maybe we should go try for Goblin real quick. Just take a break from these guys. Fucking tease. I may not do Final Fantasy V on stream. We'll see what their achievements are, but I may hold off and do that on my own. I played most of the Final Fantasies on stream now. Last one, and then we're gonna go out and reset. Does resetting actually help? I guess that's still my question. We're just gonna keep trying. We're at over 200 battles now for the Mind Flayers. That would be 400 Mind Flayers. We're actually catching up to our Goblin numbers, because our Goblin numbers were at about 500. But that was more RNG. Because I didn't have the Sirens yet. I've read stories of people getting this within like 20 minutes. Like, fuck you. Fuck you and your 20-minute timer. That luck is obscene. It's really important to me that we get Mind Flayer and Goblin before we go to the moon, though. I just want to have that done. Because we're going to have to still farm bombs, and we're still going to have to farm the pink tail. But I'd rather know that these two things are knocked out. Can one person's luck be so shitty? Find out on Brioc's stream. The answer is absolutely. You know what's crazy is the Steam achievement, if you go look at it, for the hidden summons, secret summons, like 2% of players playing this game have it. So, as awful as the drop rate is, more people are doing it. Like, you know, it's kind of crazy. It is 50 again. She keeps getting 50 and then I de-level her by loading the game. I don't know why I can't make my nose stop. Let me take some more pills. Got some Zyrtec. If I was ever to advertise for anything, I think it'd be Zyrtec. I've got a multivitamin I take every day too, like an old man now. Centrum. Oop. I just dropped my Centrum. Let me take all my magic pills here. I'll do that on screen. Maybe that'll help too. Take some Zyrtec. I was having issues with my eyes. They were getting really puffy and itchy over the last couple weeks, and now it's not that. It's just my nose. You can tell it's fall. Leaves start coming down and I start having allergy issues. Spring's bad, but the pollen doesn't bother me like leaves and dying stuff does. Okay. High potion tease. I think it's gonna be something, and then it's nothing. What was that? Cecil hit for 200? Come on. Does Mind Blast lower attack power? Because he didn't get stunned, but he did lose a lot of attack power there. Almost there. Almost to 250 battles. I think we're over it technically, but 2 more and we're gonna reset. Okay. That is over 500 Mind Flayers. So, I'm in the same boat as I was with the goblins. Hey Skyrim. No, I've killed 500 Mind Flayers, 250 battles of them. I've killed over 500 goblins. I'm gonna go back and farm goblins for a minute. Maybe I'll luck out. It's not. I'm just not having any luck. It's just. I mean, it is complete RNG, but I need both of these things before I go to the moon. I just need to be done with it. So let's try right here for the goblins. Skyrim, how are you this morning? Doing well? It's really an endurance test, I think, more than anything. Like, I could quit right now, go beat the game, and be completely satisfied, but I really want 100%. I feel like the Goblin chance is going to be higher than the Mind Flayers. Mind Flayers, I'm only fighting 2. Goblins, there's 6 per fight. I've got a higher chance of getting items from the Goblin. That just means every 50 sirens, though, I'm fighting 300 goblins. So my chance of getting it is exactly the same. Which is like zilch. At least these sirens are helping so I don't have to fight other crap. I'm gonna look at this as a positive. Amazing. So I'll boost up from 500 goblins to 800 just by using 50 of these. So we'll see. See what we get. Either way, this is shit RNG. Like, even if I get this, like, right now, I've still fought over 500 goblins. Just a lot of monster fighting to get one little item that I won't use. How did she miss? It's crazy. You know what I should do? I should equip her Blitz Whip. Or her Mage Masher. I guess that'd be fun too. Anyway. She can whip the goblins into submission. Yeah, I think this is what dedication looks like. Somebody who's exhausted and tired but keeps going. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of the summoning fights. I'm tired of these. This farming is ridiculous. But when I get it, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be so happy that I got it. Crazy. I'm almost at an hour of streaming this morning, and I'm just doing this. Like, I was hoping I'd get at least one of these within the first hour. Let's see. I'm going to a nature preserve today with my wife and kids. We're going for a walk. Or a hike, I guess. I don't know. It's not really a hike. Supposed to be a really nice day out, though. The other thing I want to do is get some paint. I'm actually going to paint my room, my office here. I painted it when I first moved in. And there's a couple of holes that I need to patch and paint over, so I thought I'd just paint the whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to do that today, but I'm going to go get paint. Chores with Briok. We're up to about 750 goblins. CDN student, your first look at the Pixel Remaster. Is it your first look? I highly recommend the Pixel remasters if you've never played them. 1 through 3 were really well done. Each of them takes about 12 hours. So they're a little expensive for the price. But they're great games. Just really good games. Final Fantasy IV that I'm playing right now is my first ever RPG. Or I should say JRPG, because I played Zelda when I was a kid. And this Pixel Remaster is pretty good at this too. It's pretty good. I think the thing you should know is I'm actually trying to 100% it. So what you're seeing isn't really a good vision into what the game would feel like for you. I think you'll find that this is a pretty solid game overall. I played Final Fantasy 1 and 2 on mobile back before the Pixel remaster, and the controls were fine with the touchscreen. Played Chrono Trigger on there too. Takes a little getting used to, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. You figure it out. Is CDN student Canadian student? Is that what that's supposed to be? I don't know what a Canadian student is, I guess. Oh well. Canadian student. I figured it out. If you have, yeah, a big tablet might be tough. I had it on a phone. I have it on a, well, I had an i7. Now I've got an i9. It's still pretty big though. I feel like the phones just get bigger and bigger. Well, if it wasn't Canadian, I was thinking it'd be something with nursing, but like certified nursing. I really wasn't sure there. I normally don't stream on Saturday and Sunday, Canadian student. Normally I just stream on the weekdays. But I've had a busy week and I haven't been streaming much. Yeah, I think a lot of people are actually upset it's not on consoles yet. Maybe it will be. Maybe it will be. If they have it out on Steam, it's ready for consoles, right? They just need to work out agreements. Gotta remember, it hasn't come out. It hasn't all been released yet either. Like, we've only got 1 through 4. They have 5 and 6 to release as well. I could see them doing that. A lot of people are like on edge that it's not out yet, but you know, most games come out on console and then don't come out on PC for 6 months to a year. So it's just that backwards. Like, why is everybody so frustrated? Oh no, the same thing that happens to PC players happened to us finally. No. No. Yeah, but it'll probably come out on consoles. I mean, there's nothing that holds it back as far as I can tell. It's not a, like, intensive game or anything. System intensive. So they just need to figure out the agreements. I don't know, though. Maybe Steam or Square is like, nah, we're just going to release it on PC and Steam because we don't want to have to update 6 different systems. Because there is a maintenance for them to have to update the games if there's like Sony patches or Microsoft patches on their systems. Man, it's a bit of a crazy legal playground that they have to go through for all that stuff. I think you're right, though. I think if they were to release on Nintendo and PlayStation, they'd make pretty good money. Although, they could look at the PC money and see how much they made there before they make a decision. I was a day one purchase for this. As soon as they announced it, I picked it up. But, you know, not everybody was like that, so how much do they really make? I don't know, we'll see. I would love a Parasite Eve remaster. My brother and I had that as kids or teenagers. I love that game. That was really good. It's a little dark, though. I don't know that... That's one game where, like, this Final Fantasy comes out. Oh, cool, I played this as a kid. My kids can play it. I'm going to pick it up. It's going to be awesome. Parasite Eve is like, the fan following will get it, but I think that's a smaller following. I think there's a market there too, Canadian. I think there's a market there too. Not for me, but I think a lot of people would be into something like that. You know, they keep in mind, like, Square's got a shit ton of developers. They make a lot of games. You know, the main Final Fantasy series has Final Fantasy 16 already being developed. They've got the 7 Remake Part 2, I'm sure that's getting worked on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I didn't want to sneeze in your ear there. My allergies are killing me. I cannot get that. I can't get over that. Just took 2 kinds of meds and I'm still sniffling. It's awful. Alright, let's restart here. Maybe we'll get lucky on the next. Alright. I've killed 800 goblins. 800, and I still have not gotten the drop that I need. Yeah, I was just saying, my allergies this year have been really weird. It's been a year-round thing. But fall's coming, so now that things are starting to fall out of trees, my allergies are going crazy. I'm trying to 100% this, so like I said, you're not going to see the story probably today. The game's great, but there are these drops that you can get, these summon spells for Rydia, that are a 1 in 256 chance, which means it's a 0.4% drop rate. That is based on items dropping. So each of these monsters has a 5% chance of dropping an item, and then a 2% chance of that item being the summon spell that I need from these goblins. These are rare drops. But this is fine. This is okay. But it's going to take us a while. Hopefully we can get these pretty quickly. I've killed over 800 goblins. I killed 500 mind flayers, and I haven't gotten either of the drops I need. And I need both of those before I move forward in the story. I want both of those before I move forward in the story. I don't need them. I want them. So we're working on that now. And I'm hoping that we can get them and go to the moon, which is the next part of the story. Thing is, I'll fly through the game once I can get this stuff. I could probably beat the game in another 4 or 5 hours max. Like, it's a very... I'm close to the end. Hey, Zephiel, good morning. But these items just have such a low drop rate. And we're just banging our head against this one. It's all low-level stuff, too. These are the first monsters you fight in the game, these goblins. And I have killed 800 of them. Was it the Jaggedy-Eared Jack charm in West Ronfar? The rabbit charm, I think is what it was called. Oh, yeah. Forgot what those are called. I know what you're talking about. The ones that drop off the leaping boots. They're leaping boots, right? Yeah, they had a low drop rate too. Yeah, I love Final Fantasy XI. I played a lot of that too. Zephiel, have you started playing this yet? You bought the remasters, or the Pixel Edition. Did you end up playing any of them? For those of you who don't know, I don't know if anybody knows, Zephiel and I went to high school together. He's one of the only people who I know in real life who knows that I stream. And, I think he is not as interested in the remasters as me, if I'm going to be honest. Because he bought them and then didn't play them. Oh, really? Canadian? I have a very different experience with Final Fantasy XI and 14. I have found that the nicest people are in 11 and 14. They really want to help you along. Now, I don't know if that's going to change with Endwalker, because a lot of people from WoW are coming over. But the Final Fantasy MMOs have been really good to me, as far as like people and how polite they are and how nice they are and willing to help. Zephiel has 0 time. See, even now he's rushing off to take care of something. Such a busy guy. Now, World of Warcraft, that's a different matter. I've had a lot of toxic people in that game. People are elitists, they're assholes, they're mean to each other. I still play it. Maybe I'm one of those people, I don't know. Oh, yeah, well, the catch-up is a bit different. 14's catch-up mechanics aren't great. You have to play... They did shorten it. They made it faster. But you have to play through the entire story in order to catch up with the newest expansion content. But I actually think the story is wonderful, so, like... If you can get through that and get to the point where you're playing with people, it's good. Yeah, but the raids aren't mandatory, you know? Like, you can play with people without doing raids. That fight was hard, too. It's a hard fight. Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's a difference between people who play the game and then there's raiders, right? Like, 90% of people who play Final Fantasy XIV are not raiders. They just aren't. They don't want to do the in-game fights. They don't enjoy them. I've done the hard content, but I've never beat the hardest modes like while it was the newest content up until this last expansion. I need to use the bathroom, guys. I'm gonna be right back. Hopefully, let's see if this drops a goblin and I'll AFK. No. All right. I'll be right back. Alright, is this it? Is this the one? Let's find out. Alright, sorry about that. I also tried blowing my nose for like 10 minutes. Let's see if that helps. Alright. Let's see if we're... Edge is flipping people off. That's his celebration. He's an edgelord. He's got to do that. Got 2 items that time, but neither were the goblin summon. You know, the fact that I got the cockatrice summon so early in the game just shows how fucking lucky I was. Like, after doing literally like 1,000 of these monsters and not getting it, I really lucked out. Well, they do have a chocobo summon. Also, I have an emote that you might enjoy. That's my chocobo emote. My wife made that. Included for all of those who subscribe. Feel free to do that at any point. But my wife made it. She's a designer and pretty talented, so it's nice of her to put time and effort into that for me. She asked me what I wanted, and I was like, I want a Moogle and a Chocobo. Can you put them together? And she's like, I don't know. So, like, how about the Moogles riding the Chocobo? Because I think I've seen that in other artwork in the past. But that was her take on it. And she did pretty good. Alright, it's intense. Alright. It's not what I want. Guys, I might have a cold. Like, I might have an actual cold. Not just allergies. I've got a little sinus pressure here. I don't go anywhere. I wear a mask everywhere. How am I getting sick, man? Can you get a cold without... I take vitamins every day, Skyrim. I drank orange juice yesterday. It's definitely kids, but my kids don't see other kids. I barely leave my house, though, you know? Like, I guess... I mean, I go to the store and stuff, so I guess it's possible that I got it, but... Yeah, that's kind of where I am with it, is like, I wonder if I'm getting COVID right off the bat, you know? That's my big worry. It's my big concern, that I'd get COVID. Yeah, everybody's worried about that right now, though. I mean, if I'm feeling like this for another day or two, I'll go in. But if it's just a cold, it's no big deal. Yeah, but you have that nice Canadian healthcare, Skyrim. I have U.S. healthcare, so it costs me $50 just to go to a doctor or talk to a doctor. And then if there's a real diagnosis, I have to go somewhere. Well, that could be. I do have a lot of anxiety. No, COVID tests aren't free. Are you kidding? Skyrim, let me tell you about U.S. healthcare real quick. About 10% of my salary goes towards insurance that my employer has determined for me. And that insurance allows me to go to a doctor, and I have what's called a copay. Copay is the amount of money I owe in addition to what the insurance pays. Each time I go to my primary care doctor, not a specialist, it costs me $30. If I go to a specialist, like a back doctor, heart doctor, ear doctor, it's $50. If they prescribe me medicine, that medicine is usually in the ballpark of $50 to $150 on top of what insurance pays for me. So I have asthma, so my albuterol inhaler, this pretty thing, $70 a month. $70 a month for that inhaler, which I need to breathe, okay? In addition to that, I have a daily inhaler. This daily inhaler is $130 a month. So that's so I don't need the emergency inhaler, which I just showed you. But I still need it, so it doesn't do a lot. So I pay, just for myself, $200 a month on top of insurance that I pay. My kids also have medicine, because one of my kids has asthma. And I have to pay $200 a month for his medicine. Now, I don't have anything serious. I have asthma. I don't have diabetes or something where I need insulin. So I actually feel very lucky. But I end up paying, on just insurance, I end up paying about... I have a family plan, and it's PMO, which means nothing to you in Canada, but it's a pretty good PPO. Is it PPO or PMO? PPO. I get all the acronyms messed up. It's a pretty good insurance plan. Yeah, Symbicort. That's what I have right here, buddy. Symbicort. This cost me $130 a month. And I can't order from out of country. They don't let you do that. So it's not... I mean, I probably could and get away with it, but you're not supposed to order from out of country. But even then, I'd still be paying like the retail price for it. Okay. We're at 1,100 goblins. 1,100 goblins, and I still do not have the goblin summon. 1100. Let's try again. Anyway, so I think I end up paying close to $11,000 a year for health insurance. Now, here's the thing. My wife, I don't talk a lot about us personally. She had a miscarriage. It was a late-term miscarriage this year. She was at 17 weeks. We had to go into the hospital for that. That trip to the hospital, again, on top of insurance, ended up costing us about $2,500. Now, they have something called a maximum out-of-pocket payment. So if you have insurance, you have a max cap on what you would owe. That max payment for us per person in my family, not for the whole family, per person, is $3,000. So she hasn't even hit the max by going into the hospital. We still owe money to other doctor visits up to that $3,000 max. In addition to that, you have something called a deductible you have to hit first. So before the max out of pocket is even considered, you have to pay, I think our Our deductible is $400. So total for the year, for her alone, we will pay $3,400 before insurance will cover everything. And the total bill for the hospital for a 1-hour procedure and her being in the hospital for less than 5 hours was $36,000. That was the total bill. $36,000 for less than 5 hours in the hospital. So, yeah, the U.S. healthcare system blows. It blows. It's really expensive. Insurance is there to make money, and you end up owing a shit ton when you go to the doctor. So your option is to not get sick. Oh, no, that was a shared room, man. That was a shared room. And you know what's funny about that? Oh, I got it! I fucking got it! Oh, man. That was great. Alright, hold on. Let's use this real quick, and then I'll complain more. Goblin. Woo! Cast Goblin Punch, which attacks one enemy. Alright. 2 summons down. Let's go get the other one. Mind Flare. Alright, so that took me about 1,100 goblins. 1,100 goblins, pretty much. That was a lot. That was a lot of goblins. Yeah, Zephiel, keep coming back, man. Keep coming back. I need some assurances here. We've got to work for a better future. We've got to join hands for tomorrow. I love that song. Take the first step and you will see the future begins with you and me. Thank you guys for being here for the goblin drop. I'm excited about that. Alright, let's go back to fight Mind Flares. Here's the good news. I didn't even, you know, because I just reset, I didn't end up saving, or using a ton of those items. Let's try this. Order. Can I push her up? No. Okay. Let's move her over there. Let's give her a Mage Masher, because that will do more damage to the mage. Alright. Alright, here we go. We're going to go for the Mind Flayer again. Now, we've killed over 500 Mind Flayers. So, we're kind of in the same boat we were with the Goblins. Let's see if we can get this knocked out pretty quickly, too. Good news is now, since I got the Goblin, I don't have to go and reset at 50 of the Sirens. I'm not worried about that now. So we can just burn it all the way. Yeah, so back to the healthcare thing, though. There's this thing called medical tourism in the U.S. where you literally take, like, a trip to Spain or to France, Japan. You go visit all of these places, and then you get a nice luxury hotel, and then you have surgery while you're there. And you have surgery and go back to your luxury hotel. Still costs less money than if you were to pay for a doctor's visit and a hospital visit here in the United States. So you can go on a very beautiful, nice vacation, have your surgery, be in a luxury hotel, and it still costs less money than you pay here. What the big argument here is in the United States is if you go to another country, the healthcare is worse. That's what everybody says. Oh, well, you're not gonna get the same healthcare. But I disagree with that. I disagree with that. You know, that Mage Masher didn't do as much as I thought. Let's put her back on her whip. And we'll put her back in the back row. Yeah, that is pretty broken. I mean, think about that. Going to another country to a luxury vacation so that you can have surgery is cheaper than the US, and that's what people are doing. It's literally a thing. Go look up medical tourism. I'm not even joking about it. It's real. And that's the US. That's the United States. That's considered a first world country. Doesn't sound very first world to me. Yeah, you have to pay for health insurance. You have to pay for your health care. In addition to that. And, you know, some money profit off of it. People profit off of that. Does that feel? And that's okay. Look, I know it takes a lot of time and effort to manage claims with insurance. And there's people that have to do that work. They should be able to get paid. They should have salaries, you know? But they shouldn't make gross profit off of it. It shouldn't be something that... That goes for the medical industry, too. There shouldn't be hospitals that are making money off of people getting sick. It's fucked up. You're psyched being like a therapist Canadian student? Because in the US, you don't get the same insurance for therapists. Like, my health insurance doesn't cover therapy in the same way that a normal doctor does. Yeah, I was just saying, Zephiel, my deductible is $400, and my out-of-pocket per person is $3,000. And I have a family one. I think it's like $9,000. Like 3 of us in my family have to hit our max before it's covered. That's crazy. It's just way too damn high. You know? I think I get, I do get some therapy coverage, but it's a crazy high amount. It's a crazy high amount. I'm sick as fuck. I definitely have a cold, I think. I don't think this is allergies. Sorry for all the sniffling on the mic here, guys. But yeah, I can't go see a doctor to find out if it's COVID because that costs me money. So they do have take-home tests you can do now with COVID. Like, you can take it home and you can do it over the counter. I looked at those. They're like $50. Actually, let's look right now. Let's Google this. I don't want to tell you guys the wrong information. I'll look at my local pharmacy and see how much it is. Look at a CVS. $24. All right. At CVS is $24. It's a 2 out of 5 star. Now the shot, the vaccine is free. No, the testing is not free. Where are you going for the testing? Testing is absolutely not free, Zephiel. It costs money. I've had 3 tests done and it cost me money every single time. The vaccine's free. That's free. But I've not had any tests that were free. So if you went into like your local pharmacy, you can get the test and the vaccine for free. That is not how it works up here. Just so you guys know, there's some like legal variations per state in the United States. So somebody covered in a certain way in Pennsylvania would be different in California or Georgia or wherever. Yeah, I went to a big test site and it was a $50 copay. I had to use my insurance and it cost me money to get it. I haven't been tested though since last year, so maybe they've changed it. But I know the over-the-counter test still costs money. It's a bit ridiculous. The whole thing's a show, right? Alright, we're 2 out of 4 summons down. And we're working on the 3rd for Mind Flare. The 4th is Bomb, and that one's on the moon, or Balloon. I can't remember what it's called. Well, that's not why there's a spread, though. There's a spread in the U.S. because people are fucking idiots and they refuse to wear masks. And they refuse to stay home for a couple of days when they get sick. And they've turned it into this whole big political thing. Like, you're taking away our rights by making me wear a mask. Think about the children. They're gonna die because they can't breathe through a mask. And that's happening everywhere. You guys are having that in Canada, too. Did you guys just see that in British Columbia? That's Canada, right? In BC, you guys had some anti-maskers run into some schools. You guys had to shut down all of your schools. And in Australia, we just had anti-maskers who literally charged police during a protest because they didn't want to wear a mask. I don't keep up with the news that much, but this is a worldwide phenomenon. My wife and I were talking about it. What makes people stupid? Like, what makes it so that they just decide, you know what? I don't give a shit about anybody except myself. And I'm going to go and I'm going to attack a school. I'm going to prove my point that we shouldn't wear a mask by going to attack a school. I know what'll prove my point. I'm going to charge and attack police. I'm going to do that. That seems like a good idea. I'm going to get my whole family sick so that we're all at the hospital and nobody can get in when they have a real condition. I think my earbud just died. Or I've gone deaf in one ear. One of the two. I get these cheapo earbuds. Occasionally they just die. Yeah, it's just gone. Damn it. Yeah, well, I read the I read the news online, so I get international news. Yeah, it was this past week. Sorry. I was trying to mute, it didn't mute. Happened in Australia, it was Thursday or Friday too. It's like all the anti-mask crazies went out on the same day. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Oh, ready to kill somebody. Yeah. See, here's the problem that's happening, and this is happening globally. You're getting these ultra-conservative crazies in office in every country. And they're pushing legislation that hurts people. In the United States right now, we have a lot of local elections that are happening this year. And we've got the ultra-conservative wing, like that QAnon group that everybody talks about on the news. They're all running for local elections so they can pass legislation that bars masks, that makes racism okay, that hurts normal people. It's really disturbing. We have 2 people running for school board here in my district who are QAnon. Openly. They're absolutely wacky. We had a guy get up at a school board meeting and he said that having to wear a mask is a satanic mask ritual. That's what he thinks that legislators are pushing on him, is a satanic mask ritual. That's a real thing. Hey, Hill. It's like people just take off their brain. They take their brains out of their bodies and go sit on it. And then they're like, how can I be stupid today? Anyway, that's a long rant to say everything's fucked. Hill, I think I have a cold. I'm not feeling too great. So we're playing Final Fantasy IV for a few minutes. We're farming these god-awful hidden summons. And then we're advancing the story a little bit. We did get the goblin one pretty fast, though. You know, I was complaining about that, but... Goblin one dropped pretty quickly. Canadian, you know what's funny is, like, my wife's like, where will it be safe? And I'm like, every apocalyptic movie or book I've ever read, like, the area out west, like, in the desert, is the safest. You know, like, if there's an end of the world scenario at all, move out to the desert, because nobody's going to be there. You know, live like they did in the old days. Like a settler. I don't know if Canada has an Old West. I don't think you do. Okay. Guess you guys are fucked. Oh yeah, that's right. In all the zombie things, it's like move further north. We heard it's safe in Canada, in the middle of fucking nowhere, where it's freezing and the zombies can't get to us. Yeah, that's probably true. You know, with global warming going the way it is, I highly think that's going to be a thing. I think actually people are going to start moving up to where I live, though, too, because if you look at the maps, like, of viable farmland, there's, like, a stretch from, like, western Ohio over to, like, northern Maryland, which is, like, the habitable zone, where you're going to see a lot of gardening and farming growth. I think. I don't know. It's just, I mean, I guess it depends on the map you look at. Well, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, my water company came out. Hurricane Ida came through, and they said that for weeks now, because they're still cleaning it up, they're asking us to conserve water because they can't keep up with the cleaning. And then out west, they have none. So as you get, like, bad weather, it just makes it harder to get fresh water everywhere. Yeah, California doesn't have any. California has a lot of bad shit going for it, though. You know, they've got those fires up north, which are all because of bad development planning. You know, it's normal to have fires out in the woods, but they just have a lot of it. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Actually, a lot of the smoke that you guys had came down to where I live. There was one day I went out for a jog, and I went outside, and it was completely smoky. Like, actual smoke. It smelled like smoke. It was just a gray, hazy day. And it was all from the smoke from the fire you guys had. Crazy. That's climate change, though, you know? Like, this shit's real. There's a lot of people down here who deny it. Me included. But I think the science is kind of showing that it's real, right? I'm just kind of wondering if what I just said is going to sink in with anybody. Like, wait, what? Yeah. Okay, 6 more of these. If we don't get it, we're resetting. If I can get this in the next, like, 30 minutes, we might still do the moon stuff. We might. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how quickly we can get this, I guess. There's a lot to do on the moon. You know? You wouldn't know it from looking at it. But according to Final Fantasy IV, there's a whole temple up there. There's all these monsters to farm. There's a giant dragon king. You know, people forget last year. Oh, my phone's vibrating. I don't know where it is. Where did I put it? But you remember last year when there were all those stories about, like, oh, dolphins have returned to rivers. And now whales are coming into bays. And all this extra stuff. It's because people weren't fucking there. It's because nobody was disrupting the environment. You know, if we can get just a little bit... God damn, the light is coming in like one particular one. We can get a little bit back to that. You know? I don't know. Maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe I'm asking too much. Alright, back to killing mind flares. $90 or so to go. Hopefully we'll get it quickly. I hear everybody's woken up in my house. I might have to take a break to say hi to them. Hey, Severith, good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Glad to see you. You know, I know my morning time streams are not for everybody. Streaming starting at 5 a.m. and on the weekdays is tough for people. And I always love the occasional weekend stream when everybody I've ever talked to comes in. I really appreciate you guys coming in. Thank you. It's really hard to... Oh, you're at work? Yeah. Yeah, and I know I stream too early for a lot of people now. I like it. It's been working. I mean, it's tough because right now I have a lot of work stuff happening early because I'm talking to these guys in Europe. But I like getting up and streaming before work. I feel like I'm a kid again, you know? Like, when I was a kid, I would get up before school, I'd get ready for school, and I'd start playing Nintendo games. I'd use that time to play video games. And I feel like when I stream at 5 a.m., I'm doing a little bit of that. The beautiful Skyrim does not need her beauty sleep. Does not. It does set you off the right way, Severith. Like, no joke. You feel like, oh, I'm having a fun morning. Like, it's not, oh, I have to work. Like, it's like, oh, I get to have some fun in the morning. This is great. Skyrim, how did your jobs go? You were telling me, I guess this is a couple weeks back now, and I never asked you. Maybe nothing's happened yet, but I thought you had some more gigs coming up. For those of you who don't know, Beautiful Skyrim is an aspiring actress and definitely a musician. And she gets to be on television shows and stuff, which is really cool. I guess you're not even an aspiring actress at this point. You get paid to do it. Doesn't that just make you an actor? Like, once you're paid, is that... Like, it's not aspiring anymore, is it? Hey, you're on a TV show. One of my buddies, I told you, I think, his wife does some work as an actress, but she also helps manage a few people. She was just going to be put on a show. I was going to tell you guys what the show is, but I can't find his text. I'll have to go look for it. It's not like I talk to that many people, but... Oh yeah, the payments take forever though. Like literally weeks to months, right? That's the one shitty thing about it though, I think, is like you're working because you need money. And then it's like, oh yeah, we'll get it to you in a couple weeks. Like, well, what are you gonna do until you get it? And you really have to be set up for just having that money ready to go. Okay, 66 more of these. We've killed about 700 and some odd mind flayers at this point. It took us over 1,100 goblins, so, you know, we probably have a ways to go, but it's all RNG. We could get this thing right away. And for those of you who don't know what I'm doing, I am killing the same monster over and over again to farm a hidden item, which is a summon spell for Rydia. And hopefully we get it pretty quickly. But the drop rate... Sever, thank you for the sub. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. The drop rate for this item is 1 in 256, which is 0.4%. So each of these monsters has a 5% chance to drop an item, and then 2% of that item drop rate is a chance to drop the item I need. So it's a ridiculously low drop rate, and we're trying to get it before we go to the next part of the story. You guys hear the sound with that, right? That announcement? It's not just me. Hail Satan! I decided to put all those South Park notices up after that South Park game. I love them. They make me so happy. I spent literally hours going through trying to find the perfect GIFs to go with the sounds. And I still don't know if they're perfect, but it makes me pretty happy. Yeah, it says, "Hail Satan!" So there's one episode with these little, cute, Bambi-like creatures in the woods. Woodland creatures. And they're all, Satan worshippers. It's like, they're terrible. They were, monsters. But they all look really cutesy. It's pretty funny. It was a good joke. There's been so many seasons of South Park, I kind of forget what was in some of the shows, you know? Because it's 20 plus years of South Park. I was watching South Park in high school, and it's still ongoing, you know? Same. I guess The Simpsons are like that too. The Simpsons have been going on forever, and I haven't watched a new episode of The Simpsons in years. Like I couldn't tell you what's happened in the last like 15 years of The Simpsons. I did watch the recent COVID episodes of South Park. Those were really good. COVID specials. I'd recommend that to everybody. Let's see here. Nope, still didn't drop. These summons, though, I've got 2 of 4. There's 4 hidden ones. I need to get 2 more. This is one of them. And then there's one more on the moon we'll farm for. So if we can get this one, we're in a pretty good position to get the rest of the hidden stuff in the game. It's not as bad as it seems. It's just I've spent like an hour or 2 per day throughout the story as I was going through it, farming. And grinding is a little bit of an endurance race. You know, you have to. It's really boring just to do the same thing over and over and over and over again without like any real result. But if we can get this, we can at least go to the moon. I feel like we can leave Earth and go to the moon. Skyrim, did you pick up New World yet? I know I ask you every time I talk to you. I'm trying to convince you to play. That's my way of doing this. Casual puzzle games. Is that a mobile thing? If you like puzzle games, there's a guy that I watch. Dark Shocks. It's Dark SHOXX. Canadian. He's actually streaming right now. And he does a lot of puzzle games. He did Myst VR when it came out. He actually held the world record. I think he still holds it. I don't know if he still does or not. But he's been doing a lot of puzzle games type stuff. It's really cool. Yeah. He's been streaming that. I thought that was a little strange. I don't know, it's like streaming Scrabble. But it's pretty fun to watch. People who play games like that are smarter than me. I have a terrible vocabulary. When I was younger, I used cursing as a crutch because I wasn't very good at language, and I'm still not. His name was Dark Shocks. I'm just going to double check I got the spelling right. Yeah. Here, I'll put it in. You can follow him. Right now he's playing The Fool and His Money, which I think is a puzzle game. I wonder if I can do a shout out for him. He's not in the channel. Yeah, there it is. He usually streams on Saturdays and Sundays, so I watch him a bit. He's always got a ton of people watching him. Like, I say a ton, but like, he's always got like more than you need to be an affiliate, and I don't think he's applied to be an affiliate. But he only streams once or twice a week, so that might have something to do with it. Maybe he's not meeting the threshold. I don't remember what the rules were for affiliate. You have to stream like X number of hours within a month, and you have to have X number of viewers. Truly just doing it for fun. Did I get this and not notice it? No, I didn't. All right. Yeah, you know, Skyrim, I don't know if he does. I've never talked to him about it, to be honest. I've never asked. I just assumed he didn't want to do it because he's always got enough people watching him. It's just, I guess it's kind of a pain in the ass to be an affiliate. Like, you know, you have to, like, immediately when you're an affiliate, like, you need to get emotes, you need to get this, you need to get... It's a lot of work. You know, if you just want to stream, you're not worried about the money. I personally am an affiliate, and I like money, so when people subscribe, I appreciate that. But I don't do it just for the money, because I obviously don't make enough to survive off of. I'm gonna have to get some curtains for this room, because now the sun's coming up right in my face. But yeah, he holds the, or he held at least, I think he still holds the VR speedrun of Myst record, which is kind of cool. I got to watch him do that. He beats Myst in like 10-15 minutes. It's crazy fast. A lot of those games, I guess anything you speedrun, it's just about knowing the exact pathing to take to do it exactly the right way in the right speed. I like the idea of playing through and doing like a no-hit or a no-death run of like Dark Souls or Sekiro. But when I actually get into trying it and practicing it, it's really boring. Because you just have to do the exact same thing every single time. I like the randomness. I like the, like if I was figuring it out on my own, I guess I'd be more okay with it. But there's so many guides out there on how to do it. I don't think I could ever speedrun though. I think that would bore me to tears. Having said that, I am doing the same thing over and over again for hours here by farming these hidden summons, so maybe it'd be okay. Maybe it wouldn't be that bad. It's a game you like. I like randomizers. Like, I could do a Dark Souls randomizer, or I could do the Final Fantasy IV randomizers. That I enjoy. Automated channel with 24 hours of 90s cartoons. Oh, that sounds fun. You know what I used to watch when I was little? 90s cartoons. Pirates of Darkwater. You remember that show? I think it was a Disney show. And they never finished the series, so I don't know what they did with it at the end. That was a great show. Gargoyles, remember that? That came back out on Disney Plus, I think. I like that too. There were a lot of shows that never ended, and I always felt like disappointed that they never had an ending, you know? And He-Man was one of those shows. He-Man, they never beat Skeletor, right? And so there was the He-Man series that got picked up on Netflix that I watched. Did you guys see He-Man? I don't want to spoil it for you because it just recently came out. It was amazing. I really loved it. What I didn't like was at the end they had this whole episode of commentary from like Kevin Smith and some of the show leaders. Didn't care at all about their thinking about everything. Normally I'm into that. Normally I'm like, oh yeah, what were the producers thinking? I don't know why. I could not enjoy it. Maybe I should go back and watch it. He-Man's one of those shows, if you were a kid and grew up with it, I think you were into it. But it was definitely like...
was definitely a show that was just made to sell toys, you know? So, if you're okay with that and you're comfortable with that, it's worth seeing. But I really liked the new series. It was really well done. And it had a great ending. Like, if they didn't make another one ever again, I'd be comfortable with that. They only made like 6 episodes too. It's on Netflix, but it's like super short. Again, it's really good. I enjoyed it. But it was like 6 episodes, and then the commentary lasted longer than the episodes. It's crazy. It was a pretty enjoyable experience. I really liked it. But since you mentioned 90s shows, like that coming back, like that was my biggest gripe with most of the 90s stuff is like there was no ending. Like I don't know what happened to the characters, and I feel like that was just the reason they existed was to sell toys in most cases, you know. So what else? Like there was a Pirates of Darkwater video game. It was pretty good. It was like an action arcade Super Nintendo game. I rented it. I didn't buy it. We didn't own that one. Still pretty good though. It was pretty good. I feel like Super Nintendo had a lot of those arcade type games that were really good. Like the Batman Returns game was solid. I really enjoyed that one. I haven't said hi to my wife yet, and she just texted me, so I might have to take a break in a minute. Need to say hi to her. No, well, the thing is, though, those Nintendo games, once you get good at them, they're not that bad. Right? Like, that's the thing about Nintendo games, is once you... Like, other than the people who are, like, extreme speedrunners trying to find, like, every little break, if you can go through a Nintendo game without dying, that just automatically speeds it up. Most Nintendo games are not very long. If you can go through without getting hit, or without dying, rather, in a Nintendo game, you can usually beat them in like an hour at the longest. I played through the NES Batman on stream. The original Batman video game. And I did terrible on the last level. Absolutely awful. But I actually practiced that one after I beat it. I practiced off stream to see how fast I could beat it. And I got to a point where I could beat it in about 30 minutes. 35 minutes. But speedrunners are doing it in 9, you know, so it's just a matter of like how much effort you want to put in. That is the only game I've actually practiced to a point wondering if I could speedrun it. And the answer seems to be unequivocally no. I can't get to 10 minutes. But 30 minutes for a Nintendo game, the whole way through, I mean, it's a super hard game. But again, if you can do it without dying, you're going to speed it up automatically. I really like that game. That was a lot of fun. I had a guy who came into my channel who was a speedrunner and was giving me tips live while I was playing through Batman. And that was kind of cool. It was cool to get, like, live feedback from somebody. But that's how invested they are in their game. Like, somebody else starts streaming it and they're like, who the hell is this? Like, what's going on? Yeah, Zelda's 2 is difficult too, but, you know, it's, once you know where everything is, it's just a matter of, like, going through it. I played a little bit of that on stream. I didn't finish that one. I may go back to it. I kind of want to do a Zelda marathon and play through a bunch of the Zeldas in a row. That's actually the one that's putting me off from it. I'm being honest. Because I know where everything is, but it's such a actual long game. Yeah, the first quest. Links to the Past? I'd like to do a Link to the Past randomizer. That would be fun for me. But I need to have a day where I can stream for like 8 hours because some of those randomizers are pretty tough. You just never know what you're going to get with those. I have a section on my completed game list. It's in my profile here. But it's ROM hacks, so anything that's a ROM hack or a randomizer I'm going to keep track of. I'd like to do more of those this year, or next year. This year I think my game queue is full. Like you said, there's too many games to play. The rest of this year is going to be good, though. I'm going to play New World, Walker. Both of those are coming up for sure. If we have time in between those games, I'd like to play Banner Saga 2. That's on my list to play. And then if I absolutely hate either of those games, for whatever reason, I'm going to pick up Red Dead Redemption 2, which I haven't played yet. So I think that'd be fun to play on stream. Okay, I kind of lost count. I wasn't paying attention, but I think we're at it's what, like 200 of these things per siren? So I think we're up to what, like 900 now? 800, 900? Maybe we'll get lucky. We just need to... Need to pull a couple of items here. One summon. I'm so glad we got the goblin summon. Do you guys want to see the goblin summon? I guess I should summon with the summon, right? I should show you guys what it looks like. That's it. That was it, guys. That was not worth it. Was it? Shit damage. 1 MP. Look at this. Let's do it again, just so you guys can see it. Look at how terrible that is. 1 damage. I'll show you Cockatrice too. Cockatrice is a little more worthwhile. Oh, I didn't even get... Rydia didn't even get a turn. Cockatrice can petrify certain monsters, so that's a little worthwhile. There's Cockatrice. Oh, well, she didn't get to go. If she gets to go, you'll see it. It's just a bird. It's such a letdown, though. Like, with the drop rate as it is, to get... Finally get it. It's just the most worthless summon in the game. It's just complete garbage. It is complete garbage, and it's not worth it. Hey, Virley. How are you? Yeah, doing well. Happy Sunday. Glad you get to come in and say hi. I was just talking about my schedule change, making it so that I never get to talk to anybody that used to watch my stream. Ever. The time change has been great for me, but it's rough with, you know, not being able to see people who had been viewing me at day one. Like you guys coming in, Severith and you coming in, say hello. That's been really nice. But it's very nice for me to get up and start streaming in the morning before work. There it is, Petrifying Beat. It's very nice for me to get to stream before work. That was my wife calling me from the other room, so I'm gonna just take a quick break, guys, and see what she needs. I will be right back. Sorry about this, but let me just check on her. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Everything's okay. Nobody's in dire peril or anything, but she just had a question to ask me and I wasn't responding to my text. It's like, yeah, I know I'm not. I'm literally streaming, right? Why would I be... I'm not checking my text constantly while I stream. We've had this conversation in the past before. I don't know about you guys, but I don't check my phone constantly. I just don't. Like, I have it next to me, but I don't need to check it constantly. Like, I'm not on it all the time. Like, some people are on their phones all the fucking time, and if you don't instantly respond to them, it drives them nuts. My mom's actually that way. My mom will call me, then text me, then call me, and when I finally talk to her, she'll say, well, I didn't know everything was okay. Just because I don't answer my text or phone immediately does not mean something's wrong, you know? It just means that I'm not answering my phone. Maybe I'm busy. Maybe I've decided to go sit on the toilet and I don't want to answer my phone. Maybe I walked outside and I didn't want to carry my phone with me. Maybe I was eating something. You know, there's a whole slew of reasons not to talk to people on your phone. I think it's wild that, like, my parents' generation especially are like that because, you know, you get, you look back at what they had, like, beepers and fax machines or home phones. That was it, right? Like, there was no way to instantly communicate back in the day. And yet, they expect that from you. Expect that same instant gratification, knowing that everything's okay in your world. It's kind of sweet, I guess, because my parents care about me, but on the other hand, it's annoying. So V-Relay, what have you been up to? What have you been doing? How's life for you? Do you do it on purpose though, Skyrim, or do you just never have your phone? Because for me, sometimes I just don't have my phone. I don't have it available. I have it right now. My wife knows that. That's why she's texting and calling me constantly. But what I should start doing is probably having like a chat window open on my computer for her. Like, I don't know, maybe Twitch. Maybe she could support my stream and watch me. And then she could communicate if she needs something. Have multiple ways to get in touch with me using the stream that I am currently doing. This drop is terrible. So 2 out of 4 summons. We're getting the 3rd. Right now, we're working on this. And then we're going to the moon, baby. We're going to the moon. Yeah, see, it's always from the parents, right? I like I said, I guess it's kind of sweet that they worry, but it also is very frustrating. I'll be on work calls and my mom will text me, call me, text me, call me. She'll text me again. What's going on? Why aren't you answering? Because it's the middle of the day and I have a job. My grandma died last year, and my mom bought her old house. So my mom's been going back and forth between her house and this other house. It's like an 8-hour drive to get to my grandma's house. It's not a short trip, you know. That's a pretty long trip. And she was going over there yesterday. She called to tell me she was on her way. And I was like, "Oh, how's the drive going?" She's like, "Well, it's absolutely pouring right now. It started hailing. It's actually really dangerous." It's like, well, why did you call me? Like, why would you be calling me to talk on the phone while you're driving in this bad weather? That is the worst decision you could have made. Absolutely terrible. Please don't do that. Don't call and drive when you're in the middle of a hailstorm. Let's just say that's a bad idea. Let's put that in the bad idea category. Petrifying beak. Oh my god, it worked! It worked! It petrified! Skyrim, thanks for hanging out. It's good seeing you. I will talk to you soon. I am actually feeling better. Maybe it is allergies. Meds seem to be working finally. I don't know. I still feel like congested and stuff. Thank you for saying that, though. Have a good night. See, that's why Petrifying Beak is the best of the hidden summons, because you can kill random monsters by petrifying them. Like, it's a low chance, but it does work. I don't know. We'll test out the bomb, too, and see what kind of damage it does. I just know Goblin's completely fucking useless, so maybe the others are okay. You know, I said it was feeling better. Now I feel like I have to sneeze. Hey, Mumbina? Am I saying that right? Mumbina? How's it going? Having to sneeze when you're streaming is absolutely terrible. I could just sneeze on stream. Just keep the mic open. Do you guys want to hear that? Is that the kind of content you're here for? I feel like it's weird. I don't want to do that. Also, I've turned into a double sneezer as I've gotten older. I sneeze once and then twice in a row every time. I didn't used to do that. Who does that? Alright. Currently farming mind flares. trying to get the summon. We've got Goblin, we've got Cockatrice, we're working on Mind Flayer, then we're going to the moon. We have fought and killed about 700 to 900 of these, I think. Pretty safely, we've killed about 700 on the low end. High end, somewhere in the 900. I lost track about an hour ago. I don't know how many times I've done this, but I think we're in the 700 to 900 ballpark. For the goblins, it took me 1,100 goblins. So we're, you know, probably going to have to do this another couple times. Such a low drop rate. What do you guys do when you get a cold? What do you do? Like, do you just play video games? Do you drink soup? Does anybody have, like, a cure for the common cold that you want to share right this second? Lots of fluids, tepid shower, and rest. Well, my wife's not going to let me rest, but I'll try the fluids in the shower. Alright. I like that Skyrim's going to bed, and she's still like, no, I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to tell you how to get rid of your cold. Thank you for that. NyQuil's alright, yeah. I like taking NyQuil. I'm not judging you. I do that all the time. I'm like, alright, I'm going to bed, and then 20 minutes pass and I'm still around. I did that last night. I was playing World of Warcraft last night, and I was like, alright, Night Guild. Literally 30 minutes passed. I'm like, are you actually leaving? I'm like, no, I can't stop. Can't stop playing. For those of you new, Canadian, Mambina, I mostly play RPGs and action RPGs on stream. I do play a couple of MMOs, but I haven't really played a lot of them on stream. So I played WoW on stream and Final Fantasy and the Elder Scrolls Online. But games I'm currently playing, I'm subbed to WoW. WoW, my subscription runs out in 4 months. I had bought a 6-month subscription. Not totally comfortable playing the game and paying for the game since all the bad press came out, but I already paid for it. I'm not necessarily giving them more money, new money, but you know, if I'd already paid for it, I don't see how it really matters. Final Fantasy XIV I've played since 1.0, and ESO I play pretty much whenever there's an expansion. I really like that game, but I just don't consistently play it. You know, it's weird because I feel like especially ESO, it just has so much content. It just has so much content. And I just can't push myself to get into all of it. It's just overwhelming. And WoW and Final Fantasy have a ton of content too, but I feel much more comfortable with it. It's more digestible. Yeah, no, Skyrim, it's definitely something that if you can take in small doses and you're okay with that, you can play forever. They have so much content in the game already. They're adding more all the time. It's a really good game. It's a really good game. But that's part of the problem with it. I feel overwhelmed when I play it. I know the basics, but there's always something new to learn. And I'm not just talking about like your character and stats. I'm talking about like crafting. I'm talking about all of the DLC content that's in the game. There's a ton to explore. There's a ton to do. PvP is something else. Like there's always... All of these games have all of those, but it's just in ESO, I feel like all of it is overwhelming. I like going in, I like doing the new quests and the new zones, seeing the new maps, seeing the new monsters they put in. I like all of that. But I haven't played through all of the DLC. I don't know much about crafting. I feel like I'd have to give up every other game I'm playing to really get into ESO, which I'm not ready to do. Not ready to do that. And in fairness, I think anybody coming to like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV would feel that way too. But I've been playing those games since year one, and ESO I quit after beta. And I picked it back up a couple of years in. It's got a lot of content. There's just a lot there. I feel like, you know, Fallout 76 is one of those games, too, where they are improving it constantly. And they take this world that they've built, and they're adding to it, so you have stuff to do and play. It looks awesome. Like, I'm actually interested in Fallout 76 as well. Elder Scrolls worlds and the Fallout worlds are so massive. There's just way too much to get into if you haven't been playing since day one. One little problem, that's a little problem I have with like online games, is it's really tough for new players to really get into it. It really is, because there's just so much. They just throw so much at you. Even single player games, I feel like that's the case sometimes, with all the DLC they add. I recently played through Dead Cells, and I love Dead Cells, but I only own one of the DLCs for it. And they add weapons and bosses and all sorts of stuff. And I don't think the gameplay like functionally changes that much, but there's just a lot more to do. Man, this drop rate might be worse than the goblin one. I might just be getting worse RNG on this one. I think by the end of this stack, we'd be up to 1100, which is where we were with the goblins. So, 1100 kills would be crazy. It's a lot of mind flayers to kill. Ah, that tease. An item drop, and it's not the right one. I said this on stream before, but this is my first time trying to really 100% this game. I've played a ton, absolute ton of Final Fantasy IV. I played the free Enterprise randomizer, did that on stream. I played this a lot as a kid, and I don't think I ever farmed the summons. I knew they existed, I even got 1 or 2 of them as random drops before, but I never tried to farm them. And this is why. This is why. The drop rate's way too low for something that you don't really need or care about. I'm doing it for the achievement. I'm doing it for the 100%. This will be the first and only time I probably ever 100% this. But at least it'll be recorded on Steam. So I don't have to do it more than once. All of the music and everything kind of like loses meaning. Like, it's a beautiful soundtrack, and it's like I've just heard the same like 4 notes of the tune. Can I boost up her strength, maybe? I feel like get her up 1. Let's try that. We'll give her the green beret. I just want her to be able to like one-hit kill these guys. No, can't even test it now. Still can't do it. She can't do it. Today has been only summon farming. I was really hoping we'd get these a lot faster so we could clear through a bunch of the story. And now I don't know if we're going to have time to do that. The good news is that I feel like the story's going to... We're going to blow through the story. We're just going to knock through it. The thing that's going to suck is the last 2 hidden farming things we have to do. So we have to farm 1 more summon after the Mind Flayer. And we have to farm this pink rat tail, which gives you the best armor in the game. And you can actually farm multiples of that. We're probably only going to try to get 1. Because it's an achievement. So we're going to try to get 1 for the achievement. Not ready to kill something, alright. She can do it. I went and got some paint samples yesterday for my office, this room. You guys only see me in the green screen behind me, but I have a whole room with 4 walls. And I went and got some samples yesterday to find a paint color I like. And I put them on my wall just to like patch and see what they look like. And today I'm gonna go get some paint, but I'm thinking about like how am I gonna paint my wall? It's gonna be, I'm gonna have to take maybe next whole weekend to do it, just to get it done. Not a big, I don't like painting. I don't like doing it. But I'm trying to think about like all the stuff in the room. I'm gonna have to move my desk probably, and it's gonna be a big thing. Gotta paint the ceiling too, though. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought that was it. It's a high potion. Ready to kill someone. See, this thing could drop even when I'm using my last siren. And I'd be cool with that, because we can farm more sirens. Just need it to drop. Just need it to drop. I remember when I played World of Warcraft, like back in the day, the Baron mount had like a 2% drop rate. Baron Rivendare's mount. And I used to think, man, that's such a low drop rate. And now I know better. Now I know that there's always something with a lower drop rate. This is a pretty good way of like farming this stuff. Jeez. Endurance race. I haven't even had breakfast. Have you guys had breakfast? I'm gonna have to cut soon so I can eat. Getting hungry. Unicorn horn. So close. There's an item. Could have been the right item, but it wasn't. That was my last one, guys. Let's reset. All right, we're gonna give it like 5 more of these, and then I'm gonna have to take a break because I'm wearing down. I need some food. So let's see what we can get out of this. We're definitely over 1,000 at this point. That's over 1,000 mind flayers. I think anybody who's farmed this before can sympathize with how many monsters you have to kill to get these items. Even with the sirens, I've spent hours now farming for these. So we've gotten Goblin, we've gotten Cockatrice. My goal was to get Mind Flare and then go to the moon, and we've killed over 1,000 Mind Flayers. Not 1,000 battles, like 500 battles, but over 1,000 actual Mind Flayers at this point. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. I think, here's what we're going to do. We're going to kill this group. This is going to drop it. No, that would have been really cool if it did, though, right? Okay, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to take a break to eat some breakfast, and we're going to call it a day here. I'm going to send you guys over to watch my buddy Ashness. Ashness is playing Final Fantasy III, so we're going back in time here. Ashness is a cool dude. Be nice to him. Be good to each other. I'm Briac, Idita Games. If you haven't hit the follow button, hit the follow button. Come on back. I'd love to see you again. I will be streaming again on Tuesday morning, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tomorrow I can't. I have to go to a doctor's appointment early. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your weekend. Get some rest. You too, Skyrim. Thank you. And I will catch you guys later. Let's be nice to Ashness. Put up some emotes if you have them. Canadian Student, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the follow. Sever, thanks for the subscription. I appreciate that. And Virulay, it was great seeing you. I'll talk to you guys later.